Fouldsy investigating.
Okay, dokie. Are you ready?
I am. Is he?
Yep.
Last.
We are live, everybody. But we're also on tape. We are deep down in the bowels. How many is music? It's episode 97 of Kamloops Last Week. Christopher Foulds, Magic Mike, and Billa at the controls. 97.
What's today? What day is it today?
June 28th.
Right. It's the NHL draft day.
It is.
Right? And who was the number one pick many years ago wearing that number? Probably the greatest player right now in the NHL.
Oh, Connor McDavid.
There you go. So we have to pay homage to, even though the Oilers, any self-respecting Canuck fan cannot like the Oilers for what they did to us in the 80s and 90s.
Connor McDavid.
McDavid is something else.
Is Connor Bedard going to be Connor McDavid-esque? Is he going to live up to
I would think
that
so.
type of
Yeah,
standard?
I would think so. I think they call them generational talents. Bedard was the first exceptional player exemption in WHL history, right? McDavid was in Ontario, which means they come in a year younger than they're allowed to because they're so good. So I think Bedard will be like McDavid, Sidney Crosby, that elite.
Wasn't there that
Yeah.
Savoy kid first?
I stand to be corrected, but I think Bedard was the first in the dub, but I could be wrong.
Why are you looking at me?
Mike, who is it?
Who was the first?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Keener would know. I'm pretty sure it's Bedard, but anyway, I think, don't you think, Chicago's going to take him and he's going to be up there with them? I can't see.
I don't know. I am a little bit worried about the size and.
Oh, the size! Come on, Marty St. Louis is in the Hall of Fame, and he was smaller than.
Yes,
Bedard.
but Marty St. Louis had more of a motor. I mean, I'm not.
And he's going to grow.
Probably going to be
He's gonna
unbelievable.
grow. Yeah, you see the
It's
training.
a mild worry about that.
My brother Daryl, big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Across from his place is Maham Park in North Vancouver, Jones and 17th, and he sends videos all the time because 3 times a week, Bedard and other guys are training right there.
Okay.
And they're doing that crazy jump like this, and
Yeah.
they're running sprints and everything. And he went over and talked to him and everything, and he says the way this kid works out is just unbelievable,
Yeah.
and he's strong as an ox.
Let me just amend. I think he's most likely going to turn out to be a generational player. But I have a mild worry just because he's got all the skill in the world, but he doesn't have that same, to me it looks like that same kind of grit and motor that a guy like Marty St. Louis had. They're different players.
I don't know. I think even if he's not up to McDavid's stance, he's going to be way above anyone else. So he'll be a good draft pick, right?
Canada Day, Mike.
Canada Day, it's coming.
Plans?
Yes, for the last 25 years, I've been doing front of house, which is the main mixing board out for the crowd for the Canada Day festivities. So Bill is going to be managing the stage, and I'll be doing the front of house. And then at night, I'll do the sound, and Bennett's going to be doing the lights for it.
Talking music at the park.
Music in the park, yeah. So we'll be there. There's 4 stages going on at
Yeah,
Music in
because
the
it's
Park.
not just 7 o'clock. It's a day-long festival.
All day
there's
long.
Lots of acts. There's 2 stages of 4 stages, but there's 2 main stages: a multicultural stage and a main stage where a lot of dancing and a lot of with music and a lot of singers are going. Right.
That's right. And
All
then
day.
there's a second stage in the multicultural area for like singer-songwriters, performers, dancers, that kind of a thing.
Right.
And then there's another stage in Art in the Park
Right.
For theater and for
on the other side
performers
of the,
and that kind of stuff.
west end, I think, of the park, east end.
You are one of the founding fathers.
Yeah, I was there right for year number, I think, 3. And that's when Henry Small and I really got together and decided that this needs to be really consistent, needs to be of high level. So we just started to, no matter what it took, get it going. So we, I remember the early days, every day everything had to come in and out of the van and set up. And I think I got paid $99 a night for the entire summer. As a young 20-year-old, that's
not bad. Basically,
Well, it
report.
depends how many hours you're working.
well, it was, plus I was also managing the music store,
Yeah.
plus doing other things like the Kamloops powwow and that kind of stuff. So
Now you're a valued sponsor.
now it's, we're a sponsor of Music in the Park. We're excited about that. BCLC, City of Kamloops, and
Yeah.
Henry Small.
The for those maybe who are new to town, Music in the Park is a nightly music concert in Riverside Park every night of the summer, July and August. 62
nights straight. Yeah, July
every
1st,
night it starts at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. And then there's 2 days where there's Rib Fest, there'll be more, and the Midsummer's Music Jam by BCLC, I think, in July 9th.
Yeah, it's BCLC's night, and there's also going to be a Dawson night that's extended
right, so there's
as well.
special nights, but every night at 7, you go down with your chair and you listen to the music. Does any other city in Canada that you know of do something this extensive?
Not, I think there's a couple that are doing it every night now across Canada, but we're definitely the longest running. We're probably the first, and a lot of people model after what we're doing.
It's pretty incredible every single night.
The thing is, music in the park's not one thing for somebody; it's something for everyone.
Well, that's a good tagline. You should put that on the. You should like trademark that.
Right. Oh, I got another one. We had the traditional Italian band come out, and Henry Small and I were sitting there watching it, and it turned out it wasn't traditional music, and all my family was all behind me. Everybody. Probably Maiko, Pistachio's family was there too. And they're all like ready for some traditional Italian, straight from Italy. And this guy shows up and he's playing like weird jazz, kind of acid jazz, kind of accordion music, and it was not.
Michael's dad would be throwing tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes at the stage.
Henry hid and left. The next morning we went for breakfast at the plaza, and the waitress at the plaza, she's Italian, she goes, "That band last night? It was shit." So there you go. Music in the Park, starting July 1st.
Speaking of community, Rivers FC, soccer team, BC League 1, they're at home this Friday. Tale of two different stories. The men are 4-2-4, chasing a playoff spot in their second year. That's good. The women, they're 0-10. So it's a tough season for them. We're going to have 2 players, 1 woman, Ainsley Grether. This will be her 3rd time on our show.
Yes.
A lot of pep, a lot of life. That's why we like her on the show. And Alesandro Comita, he's got to be Italian. He's coming on our show.
Alesandro,
too.
yeah.
Yes, his father is a very popular science teacher, taught my kids, and now I think he is vice principal or principal over at Sarai, but he spent years and years and years at South Cam, and he's a very popular guy, very nice guy.
Him and his brother were heroes at the U Sports final last year for the TRU WolfPack. Just scenes, absolute scenes. We'll ask him, play some video, get some reaction. Also, we wanted to have some Special Olympians on our show today. Couldn't make it happen. They got home Monday night from Berlin.
They're pretty tired still.
Pretty tired, and one's in Clearwater. Ryan Keeley couldn't make it up, but we're going to talk about them at the end of the show because it's incredible. They are Ryan Keeley, Tyreen Flukinger, and Terralyn Kalalist. I hope I didn't screw up your last name, Terralyn. But they all won medals at the Special Olympics, the World Summer Games. So amazing. We'll talk about that in my segment, the title of Hastings, at the end of the show. But we're going to talk about politics right now, because last night, eventful meeting.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
It never ends.
Let's start with the
flatulence. It's ridiculous, and for the first time, well, for the first time in a long time, it's not the mayor who was creating this issue. It's a councillor who, you've heard of fake news. Well, we got fake views at the council meeting yesterday because Stephen Karpuk was delivering a councillor report, and he got mad at Reid early in the meeting. Reid had said in his report that Reid had said, I have had complaints from the public about the actions of some bylaws officers, community services officers. We call them bylaws officers. And he just says, you know, when some have terrible attitude, they need to step up their game. And then Councillor Karpuk, he had his turn on the mic, and he chastised the mayor for daring to criticize the staff employees here. Bill Sarai chimed in and said, if you receive that information and it's critical of our staff, you should talk to the managers in private,
and not bring it up here.
Not bring it up here. So then shortly after that, Karpuk says, and I also take issue with you making a fart joke at a recent business association meeting. The Canadian Home Builders Association had a meeting on June 14th, a dinner meeting. They have them every month. And Karpuk alleged that they were talking about greenhouse gas emissions and methane and all that. And Karpuk alleged that the mayor made a joke about we should fart more to create green energy. And the mayor vehemently denied it.
BS.
He said that's BS, and he said that is dead wrong. And what makes this more cringeworthy and embarrassing for Karpuk is he dug in and says, it's dead factual, it's dead on, it's right, I heard it, everyone heard it. Turns out the mayor never made any comment like
Well,
that.
Marcella Bernardo of the CBC, she followed up with Tom Coun. He's the president of the CHBA.
Yep.
And he said it was him. He
He
said, I'm the one that made the jokes, not the mayor. Well, at this point, it's a he said thing, though, right? I mean, well, it seems like a very weird thing. Why would Karpuk make that up?
At the time, I was working and listening to it on the internet there and on the World Wide Web, and at the time, people I talked to thought that the mayor had said it while up on the stage and made a goofy joke, but it turns out that Karpuk and some other people were at a table. Behind him, the mayor was at a table with Tom Coun, Rose Choi, the executive officer, and someone had heard someone make a joke about we should fart more. People laughed. Karpuk said he was told by someone at his table that the mayor said it. He didn't know for a fact, yet he goes into this meeting and he accuses the mayor, and he was 100% wrong. It was really bizarre, and what made it really, really embarrassing is that how well, I'm going to say sanctimonious. Karpuk goes on this high horse saying, you, that's horrible, you embarrassed the city. He never said anything like that. So this morning, Councillor Karpuk issued a lengthy apology. And when I listened to it, it went on and on. Forgive me, your worship. I didn't mean to embarrass your family. To me, it sounded like a guy making damn sure that he doesn't get sued.
Yeah.
And as Jeremy Bosch, Jessica Wallace, our fellow reporter's husband, so eloquently put it, he might sue Karpuk for
Defarmation.
Defamation. That's right.
See, this is low-hanging fruit.
It is.
But there's an orchard of it, and they give it to us.
Well,
If we didn't eat this fruit, we'd be starving, because there'd be nothing else.
What gets me is
I was there that night.
Well, you were.
Yeah, because we do the.
Well, you do the sound
the
system,
awards
yeah.
for the galas.
Well, there's two things from this. One, even if the mayor at the table, or any councillor, or myself, at a table, joking with people, had made that joke, there's nothing offensive about that joke. If you're offended by that joke, you need to lighten up.
It's toilet humor,
and it wasn't made up on a stage.
I never fart.
Come on. If you know the joke, as it said by Tom Coun, said it, and Rose Choi confirmed that it wasn't the mayor to Reid and to us, and so did Karpuk. But even if the joke in question was made, are we so wound up? Is Karpuk so tightened up that he can't see a joke there? It wasn't offensive. It was funny. It was stupid. Who cares? The second thing is,
it helps the mayor's whole line of thought that they're all against me too. Like they're just looking for things to bury me with. I mean,
and that's the thing. Online, on Twitter, when this story first started coming out yesterday, without anyone knowing whether it was true or not, there were many people on Twitter who were like, I believe Karpuk. The mayor should apologize. I wonder if those same people are going to go online and apologize for denigrating the mayor when he had nothing to do with it.
They should. They might be sued if they don't.
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And it's funny that and when I posted the story this morning, Michael Potestio's brother from Victoria texted him. My friends of mine read it this morning in North Van and Maple Ridge, and we're like, what the hell is going on up there? And for the once, the mayor's not causing the shit to hit the fan. It's so bizarre.
Well, let's credit Stephen Karpuk for
he
apologized.
Sure, it's great. He apologized. We've all made mistakes. The mayor said that earlier, but it's just the manner. I think it's the manner in which he was accusing him was so over the top for something that, even if had he done it, didn't even deserve that kind of condemnation. The fact that he was wrong, I don't know. He's a chiropractor, right? Maybe he can do an adjustment to his thinking process, because it was. I do credit him for the apology, but the apology was as over the top as the condemnation, and I think it was because, damn, I don't want to join Katie in court. So
I go to Mike Duheim. He's a miracle worker, the chiropractor in town. I don't think you believe in chiropractors.
Wow, I'm just saying.
You think it's like quack science, or don't you?
Well, I don't think it's quack science. I prefer to go to doctors. Yeah.
Don't you have to get like a? Isn't it a doctor, a chiropractor? Isn't there like some heavy schooling?
Oh yeah. Yeah, some people just don't believe in chiropractors. They think it's just...
And some people don't believe in naturopaths and all
Somebody
that
thinks
kind of
it's
stuff.
fakery?
I can tell you, Mike Duheim, I've walked in there unable to walk sometimes, and I walk out healed. Okay, family doctors came up again last night.
Yeah.
Not too much here, except just the same old stuff. We have troubles attracting them. Mm-hmm. It's not retaining them. Once they get here, they realize the tournament capital is a beautiful place, but it's attracting them.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Like, I guess before they were talking about attraction and retention being in two things, and then what we were writing about earlier this year is not retaining them in Kamloops, but retaining them for the practices. They would open practice here, they would get burnt out, and they would leave the practice to go be a hospitalist or to be a specialist. And so they weren't retaining them as a family doctor. They were staying in Kamloops, but they're doing other stuff that was better for their lifestyle. So I guess they got to keep doing what they're doing. And that part of the meeting, that was the very beginning of the meeting, was cutting out. You couldn't hear anything.
Okay.
So I only saw some slides on the screen as I was working. So I'm not sure what came of that.
Mike, you have a family doctor?
I do have a family doctor. I had him since the 90s.
Trusted family doctor. You're
lucky.
Who is he? Can
Yes.
you say? No?
Loland, Dr. Loland.
Okay.
I was like, yes.
Well, there's
yeah.
104,000 people, 105,000 people in Kamloops, and more than 40,000 don't have family doctors. So that's a big deal.
And I've been using that TELUS Health. It's great to have.
You got your virtual, like on video?
It's all virtual. Obviously, it's just not ideal, though. I mean, you never really get the same doctor. You can, but you have to wait every day to like go online at a certain time and hope there's spots, and it's usually weeks until you're seeing anybody. And just seeing different people all the time, it's not ideal, especially if you're dealing, with certain medical issues that it really requires expertise on what you're going through.
Right.
Yeah. Monica went through her, she had a heart issue. SVT, where her heart races up to 240 beats per minute and wouldn't stop.
Wow.
I begged my doctor to take me off of the list and put her on the list, because when you're going through something like that, you need to have
Can you imagine
some
that? Sitting on your
consistent,
heart
Yeah,
like
someone
that?
who knows your file, knows you. Or
right?
Yeah.
So he helped out, but I can't imagine going through that without having some help there like that. She went through ablation, and where they cauterized the inside of her heart, and it was day surgery in Kelowna, and it seemed to have, knock on wood.
Yeah, that wasn't too long
So,
ago, hey?
that was right in the middle of the pandemic, which was also terrifying.
I remember doing a story. I was talking about a tragic story about a baby who died shortly after being born at RH, and one of the factors in the death was SVP.
Yeah,
The same
wow.
condition, but they thought it would come back down, but it
doesn't. You have to go there and actually get your heart stopped.
yeah, and it was too much for the baby.
And she'll wake up. She woke up in the middle of the night out of a dead sleep with her heart racing 200 beats per minute. We went to the ER, and within 25 minutes we were back in bed. But it can be really, 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 really scary. So, I think what the city should do is go to local businesses such as ours, and I would put into the gift basket to try to attract doctors a guitar.
They tried that. Tim Schultz, our former boss, who was just recently the head of the Thompson Regional Family Practice, that's their job, is to attract doctors. They tried a similar thing. They tried to sponsor a doctor with businesses, not necessarily with gifts, but with saying, hey, if you donate some money, we can go to these trade shows around the world and sell Kamloops to them. But it never took up. So maybe they've got to tweak it to say, hey, if you come here, you get to live in a great place. Plus, you
get a guitar.
You get gift certificates, you get membership at this golf course. You'd think, though, you do that for people who aren't making lots of money. But anyway.
We need to get people attracted to the area, and that may be one way.
People from the coast in general, they hear Kamloops, and there's still this kind of picture they have in their head, like
Forestry,
kind of
Pulp Mill,
behind
backwoods,
the times a little bit.
Yeah, making fart jokes at meetings, that kind of stuff.
I got it. A date with Kamloops' most eligible bachelor. Right there, yeah. I see. I got to do it backwards, Marty. So
I thought you were pointing.
No.
Bennett.
If I do that, look in the TV, it points to you, right?
And moving right along, Councillor
go.
Beppel wants to send Reid Hamer-Jackson to Halifax, I believe, in July to support the NAIG bid.
No, I think this is. There's two thoughts on this. I think it's a bad idea to go there, for two reasons. If this council is so, and they are really into climate action plans, big moves. Let's stop emissions. There's no need to send anybody there. It's not to. It's to hear the results. They already went back there a few weeks ago to present.
I disagree with you, because you want to have the representative there.
The decision's already made. The decision's made, right? So you go in there, it's already made. They already went back there a few weeks ago to pitch, them and Calgary.
It's not going to look good in the city if they make the announcement, you have nobody there.
Well, can't they do Zoom? Is greenhouse gas emissions, speaking of gas, passing gas, isn't greenhouse gas emissions a big deal? Isn't cost a big
Yeah,
deal?
but
I'm being.
Here's the thing too. This is wheelhouse for Reid.
Yes,
according to Katie
good.
Newstater, the councillor, one of the positive things she said about Reid on this very show was, he's good at this kind of thing. He's got that every day.
You don't need it, though.
I know it's not persuasive,
the
but
decision is made.
I think we want to have something there. There's one flight.
There's no convincing being made. It's done. You're there they're opening the envelope and saying, Kamloops gets the thing. It's a guaranteed
What if we
slam
send
dunk.
him over on a Volkswagen,
That's better because there you go. An electric Volkswagen going across the country. I'm on board with that. So I'm being a little facetious.
Flying mattress from Gord's.
I think it's a good idea to send him. I just think
it's disgusting how much you bow to your sponsors.
I never bow to the sponsors.
Speaking of sponsors, you know what? I wanted to say something. This is the perfect muffin.
Is it cranberry?
Cranberry orange.
Yeah.
Can't get it anywhere else. Only McDonald's. But look at how they've done it. Everybody knows that the best part of a muffin is the muffin top.
Absolutely.
As Seinfeld had said, because they throw all the stumps to the homeless, but the tops went for everyone else.
Exactly. When my mom and I split a muffin, we cut it down the center.
So you each get half
So
of the
we each
top.
get a little bit of the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although my mom doesn't know this, but I would absolutely give her the top of the muffin anytime.
Oh, you would.
But yeah, I think that this is a great muffin. So this morning for breakfast, I got myself my latte.
Perfect. Because
And
we
my
never buy you
cranberry
coffees. I just get them for Foulds and I, and you and Bill don't get any. Would you rather be Ronald McDonald or the Hamburglar?
But it'd be Grimace because of the costume.
I think Grimace is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a little more movement room there.
A little hip movement.
Ronald McDonald's cool. I think I'd rather be Ronald McDonald because I'd like to be able to go out and meet and
He's just got too much on his. He's got the weight of the arches on his
He's
shoulders.
a clown though too, and a lot of people get freaked out by clowns.
He's got to worry about the business. He's got to worry about keeping his shoes shiny. He's so
keeping the makeup on in this Kamloops heat.
But have you ever worn a Hamburglar style hat?
Yeah, but it's cool.
They're difficult. No, they're difficult. They're always
cool.
flopping down all around. It's not what you think it would be. And if you're wearing a mask, it's just not.
Especially when you turn down the lights and putting on the music, right?
That's right.
in your RV that you're selling. Okay, we almost have to go, but we have time for one more topic here. Mayor Hamer-Jackson, Bill Sarai, they're kind of at odds over the public seeking information on the items for the agenda. And then also they argued earlier about the mayor leaving an event celebrating National Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, that was weird. That was at the very beginning of the meeting there, yes.
What happened there?
Someone stood up at the June 21st, which is National Indigenous Peoples Day. On the same day they were having celebrations at Tk'emlups Powwow Arbor. A private group was having a forum. I went to cover it at TRU on community safety, air and gun. They're talking about what we do about the drug and the crime crisis and all this stuff. It was a very interesting meeting, a lot of ideas put out there. Someone stood up from that meeting to say went well. We hope you guys interact. We wish more of you were there. We saw the mayor there. We hope to see more of you. Maybe next time you guys will come. Very benign, respectful conversation from a member of the public. Sarai said, "Well, that happened on the same day as the National Indigenous celebration, so we were over at Tk'emlups." Which is fair enough. And I was thinking to myself, well, there's 9 council members. Couldn't some go to one? Do all have to go to one? It doesn't make any sense. You could split it up, your duties, if you're out there tonight. That's what I was thinking to myself while I'm working and listening to it. And then Mayor said, well, I went to both. He said that right after I was thinking that. He said, I went to Kamloops. I talked to QP Casimir. I did my thing. Then I went over and I went to the meeting about crime because so he said I did both and I kind of managed to make it work.
I guess Bill's point was that was a privately organized town hall meeting, and this was, I guess, in his mind, more important that the mayor be there.
Well, sure. And the mayor said, I was there, but then they got into some kind of argument about the mayor not being on stage, and then the mayor saying, well, I'm not a stage guy, I leave it to you guys, and they got into a ridiculous argument again. But I think in that case, the mayor made a point, like you could go to both, or you could split up council if you wanted to go to both. But I think the underlying point is that the mayor went to that meeting. Peter Millibar, our MLA for Kamloops North Thompson, he was at that meeting, and he spoke really well, I thought.
He's good on the mic.
Yeah, but it's an important issue. They're both important issues. And I don't know, when you have 9 council members, and if they're all available one night, why not split them up? And there might have been a third event you could have went to. I mean, do all 9 have to go there and to one event or another event? I don't think so.
The Build Kamloops committee created O'Reilly, Hall, Middleton, New State, or Bass. The mayor refused to go.
He was invited to join this committee. It's a subcommittee of council that is going to look at. We did a front page story on this about 2 months ago. There will be some kind of referendum this fall, big referendum, not just on the PAC, Performing Arts Center, probably on a whole bunch of stuff council wants to do in the next decade. And they're saying there'll probably be some kind of vote. Here's what we want to do. It's a lot of money, but if we spread it over 10 or 20 years, and there might be a referendum. Anyway, this Build Kamloops committee, it's a subcommittee council. It's 5 councillors, and they're going to be meeting separately to plan this, whether or not we go to referendum, whether it's just approved and wait for counter petition, all this stuff. The mayor said, well, we should have some members of the public on this meeting because otherwise it's just a council meeting as council. He doesn't seem to think it's very effective if it's just council going to another room and talking about something. He said, let's get some people members of the public. There's concerns about confidentiality, just like it came up before with standing committees. I was thinking someone like Norm Daly, Frank Quinn, Nikki Remez. Why not have some of those people on there? Yes. Because they're movers and shakers and they have good ideas, right? You know, there's a lot of, maybe Acacia from the chamber, Howie Reimer. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, there you are eating a McDonald's muffin, but on
so
the weekend,
good. The orange, the cranberry. Oh.
On the weekend, you didn't have time to eat almost anything because we were busy. Me, him, and you, right?
We decided that we would take in the concert in the middle of the Shuswap Lake.
Right, you had your big boat out there.
Right, with all the speakers and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we got in a Volkswagen, as we do, and you were complaining once again, and so was Foulds, about the Bank of Canada interest rates going up. Well, guess what? The VW lease rates, they're going down as low as 3.99% for the Tiguan, the Atlas,
that's insane.
The Cross Sport, 0 down payment, and 0 security deposit.
And I bet they have a lot of SUVs in stock too.
It's just never ending. Because Foulds is always well, they don't have enough. It's not the pandemic anymore. I've told you a million times. Mm-hmm. There's a big stock out there. That Volkswagen, Terry Lowe, one of the great guys of Kamloops.
Absolutely.
But as we got rolling toward the lake, Fouldsy realized that he forgot his bathing suit.
That's right. So I had just shorts on. I didn't have a bathing suit, and Mike suggested, well, you know, when in Rome, just go au naturel.
That was the worst mistake. Made me feel better about myself, but still the worst mistake.
Yes. Well, actually, what we did is we went to McDonald's and we borrowed some of Ronald McDonald's pants because nobody wants to see Fouldsy in the nude, quite frankly. And we got Summer Drink Day special drinks, unbelievable deals, Mike.
It's crazy. It's crazy what they got going on. But I always get myself a latte because that's my drink. It has protein from the milk, and it gives me that kick that I need.
And Foulds had about between 9 and 11 coffees, so he was wired up on this houseboat. He starts doing these belly flops off the top of the houseboat. We needed a mattress from Gord's Appliance and Mattress Center there to break his
Which
fall.
actually floats for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we were able to suntan all together on a single bed.
Floating in the water. It was beautiful.
It was really fantastic.
Beautiful. And he was just picking off the cookie crumbs because they have cookies at Gord's, just like they have wall ovens.
I think we're making some headway with Gord's, making the chocolate chip raisin cookies, the mix.
No.
You want the oatmeal. Oatmeal's the best.
What a
oatmeal
weekend it was.
Good.
Great weekend, right?
Great weekend. Best ever.
Okay. All right, let's move now to Above the Folds. It's brought to you by McDonald's.
All right, what can I get for you then?
Well, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Would you rather be Ronald McDonald or the Hamburglar?
Probably Ronald McDonald. It would match my hair color.
It would match your hair color. See, I think I'd rather be the Hamburglar. Ronald has just got too much responsibility, don't you think?
That's true. That's a good point of view, yeah.
He also runs the shop, though, so there's that.
That's also true.
I think if you're the Hamburglar, all you got to do is pilfer patties. That's what I'm into.
I mean, fair enough. Pretty easy.
Now, if I'd like to shop local, please, thank you very much, right here at McDonald's, and order 2 large coffee, both with 2 cream.
2 creams, sure. That's everything for you?
That's it. How excited are you about the Summer Drink Day special?
Super excited. It's like my favorite time of year.
Oh, me too. Thank you. Great job this morning.
All right. I'll see you at the window.
Okay, bye-bye.
Check. Check.
Try and point it toward.
Yep. Good. Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Ainsley Grether.
Hello.
3rd time. All-time leader now of appearances on our show. Thanks for being here.
Of course, thank you for having me.
First timer. Alesandro.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
Thank you.
So you guys know each other. For how long have you known each other now?
Ooh, wow.
Too long.
Like you guys grew up together kind of thing? Are you the same age?
Kinda.
I do have a couple of years on him,
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
does,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
But no, we've known each other for a long time. I remember like way back in the day, he was just a tiny little guy just
Yeah.
running through me in Whitecaps. So that's when it all started.
Tell us one thing about Alesandro that people don't know.
I don't know, you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
One thing that, I don't know.
Any interesting tidbits about him? Anything you remember? What about Ainsley while she thinks?
my God.
Anything that
I think
stands
we're
out?
probably just
Same sort of thing. Don't
just
really.
thinking about mean
Yeah.
things about each other. Alessandro's a very good coach.
Okay.
I'll be nice.
Wow.
He's a very good coach.
And likewise, we do coach together. So
Yeah,
Ainsley's,
we have-
Ainsley's
Where
a
do you
pretty
coach?
great
Who do you coach?
We coach for Whitecaps with John. So, you know, we kind of just grew up in that program, and then obviously
much.
hometown players. So John was like, yeah, you guys aren't going anywhere. You're coming to work.
Yeah.
So, but we enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it.
I enjoy it too.
It's a high stress situation. A lot of kids, but we have fun.
So you also serve. You are a personal trainer and you're coaching and you're playing for Rivers. So you're busy.
Oh yeah.
And you work for your brother's landscaping company.
Yeah, landscaping company. Yeah, so we keep busy. I'm
That's-
also finishing up my school and stuff right now. So
That's Domenico you're talking about.
yeah, Domenico. Yeah.
Okay, you both play for Rivers. You're also WolfPack soccer players.
Yeah.
Let's take a trip back in time, okay? Because I
Okay.
wanted to have you on the show right after Nationals. We had Ainsley on to talk about her heroics, the penalty goal
Yeah.
against Calgary, what a season, but we haven't talked to you. So let's rewind here. November, it's Hillside Stadium, U Sports final, high drama, packed house. Let's have a look at this video.
Sounds good.
On defense number 4, Josh Benton. Number 5, Elijah Dorset.
Hosendorf up the right side, going to take as much space as Hrdlicka will give him. Joost Hosendorf taking it to the goal line, sends it central, it's free, they score! Alesandro Comita!
Yeah, I think it finally got to me. I think what a moment, man. There's so much going on.
What does it feel like to score a goal like that?
I mean, I just can't believe it, man. Last year, I wasn't even sure if I was going to play soccer again. I just battled to get back in the team, and I kept telling myself, I'm going to score when it counts. And now we're number one, baby. We're number one. Let's go.
You and your brother scores a goal in the final, man. What does it mean for your family?
I knew that we were just going to keep going, and no matter what, we're always there for each other. And we did it for the team, and he put his fucking heart on the pitch. And I did too, and I just love this team, man. I don't even know what to say, man.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks, man. Sorry for swearing.
It's all right. Is that your mom?
Yeah. Is that here? It's just so amazing. Oh, baby! Wow, man, let's go! Golden boy! Golden hour! Let's go! Big player! Let's go! Let's go!
Okay, good, thanks.
That's
Yeah.
pretty magical.
Like, I even get a little emotional watching that.
that was a big day.
Like, I don't even know where to begin. What comes to mind when you watch that video?
I mean, chills go down my back, really. Like, I was rewatching it. I haven't really seen it that much lately. And, you know, just reminiscing about it, it's pretty crazy.
You see your brother emotional like that.
Yeah.
Your mom's there. It's in your hometown. You both score.
Made me a bit emotional, yeah. I'm not a very emotional person, but definitely made me a little bit emotional.
What was going through your mind when your brother stepped up to that penalty kick? I would be just thinking about if he missed. You know, what was going through your mind?
I mean, I was a bit nervous, actually. We didn't really know who was the seventh shooter. It was Yost and Domenico who were kind of arguing between me as we were, as Johnny was going up. And so I was like, one of you guys just take it. And then Domenico was like, okay, I'll take it, I'll do it. And yeah, he scored it, and I'm so proud of him for doing that.
The story behind him, too, he was a healthy scratch on Friday. Jan gets hurt, so he draws into the lineup. Yeah. And then you guys, I think you were both late subs in that game.
Yeah, we were. He came on just a few minutes after me.
Right.
Yeah.
Even Ronaldo, the stones to make that, because if he misses, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Were you rushing the field? Where were you doing that?
I was right there. I was absolutely psycho fan. I mean, obviously it's that day was so special for those boys, but it's crazy. Especially I would say for the Comitas and the Ronaldis, they're just all my little brothers. I just grew up with them. I watched them play. I've seen him go far and wide for soccer, and so obviously it's one of the moments you're like, damn, I want this to be me. But there was no group that I would have rather watched have that moment. The Yans, the Bants of the world, I was just holy, these boys, they work hard, and I watched them work hard, and so it was just a fairy tale ending for everyone.
How was the party?
Cool.
And who was
awesome.
Who was the MVP? You probably can't say too much, but who was the MVP of the party?
Local. We'll give local a shout out.
Local, yeah.
Local.
Who's local?
The bar local.
Oh, the bar, the local.
Okay. Dino and the boys.
We'll give local a shout out for that night.
Okay, let's switch gears to Rivers. This is a quote from you.
I've gotten a lot of heat for this, but I've got a lot of texts about this, and I'm like, oh.
It's been a tough, challenging learning experience. My role is to just come in here, and I just want to work my bag off and show that it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You walk off the field with pride, right?
Yeah. I mean, there it is, right?
How tough is it going through this? You're 0-10. What are the challenges?
I don't know if I would have ever thought I would be playing on a team with kind of this kind of streak. It's not nice. I can't sit here and be like, oh, it's been, so great. It's been tough for sure. I mean, like I said, I'm with these boys a lot, and it's it's hard to watch other people have success, and you think you're working just as hard, and you're just not getting that. And so it's definitely challenging, but at the end of the day, I think resiliency is what cracks out good athletes, right? If I'm gonna mope about it and I'm gonna be like, oh, you know what, we're 10-0 and I'm done. Well, what does that say about me as an athlete, right? At the end of the day, every girl on this team is coming here for some sort of purpose, whether it be to hopefully get more minutes at U Sport or make an impact on this team, or kind of these younger girls kind of getting to showcase their skills. Everybody's coming with some sort of higher reasoning to this team, and I just don't know if it's necessarily all in sync. Yeah. But at the end of the day, win or lose, I hope that every girl on this team leaves this program gaining what they came for.
Part of the reason for Rivers is to improve the WolfPack program. With your team, I think there's 15 WolfPack players on the team. With yours, there's only 4. So why do you think there's been a bit more of a struggle with the WolfPack women sticking around town for the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it so differently. I watch the boys all the time, and I'd say I'm a bit more mindseted, kind of like some of the guys, where, soccer is their life, soccer's my life. There's not much I would ever choose over it. A lot of girls come to university, and they come for school, and they come to play soccer on the side, or, they come and they do their job, and when it's done, right? Yeah. So it's hard to get that buy-in. I find a lot of girls kind of have a lot of different ambitions because, I mean, not many girls are trying to play post like university,
to go
right?
play pro.
Yeah. So you know, we have a couple girls on our team who definitely have that expectation of themselves, or they want to keep playing when they're graduated. But yeah, girls want to go home. They want to make money.
Full fridge. Mark Pennington, your head coach.
Full
it's
fridge.
tough to blame. They got a full fridge. They don't have to do their own laundry, and they want to see their friends and family. For the summer.
So I can't say, you know, that they made the wrong decision. It's totally a personal thing, and just for myself, I just don't imagine myself giving up playing all summer. So.
One more before we switch to you. So you have Rovers Friday. One more quote from you. We put on a show every week. I'd love to get a win before the end of the season. So how nice would it be to get it? Because Rovers are good. They're a good squad. So how nice would it be to get it done on Friday?
It would be awesome. I mean, night games are super fun. Like, they're probably my favorite. You don't get them often, I find. So when there's a night game, a lot of people come out. And, I mean, the last meetup we had with the Rovers ended 5-4. Okay. And that's a high scoring soccer game.
You're scoring a lot of goals.
I'm trying to.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the team, but are you?
Well, we're scoring goals. Yeah, I mean, we're conceding a lot of goals. I think that's the main problem. There's just big gaps, and conceding that many goals is like, it's tough. Like I said, I mean, if we lose every game 1-0, I'm not that upset. But if we're losing, you know, games with conceding high goals, it gets a bit out of hand, right? But
how many goals do you have this season?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
No,
okay.
I'm.
Don't know.
But yeah, we'd like to beat the Rovers. I find our last game against them was a dogfight. It was fun. It was a good game of soccer. So hopefully we can just kind of recreate that battle and maybe come out on the other end.
How do you like the MacArthur Island field? Would you rather be at Hillside?
I mean, Hillside's pretty amazing, especially because the Nationals and all the stuff with TRU that we do. But it's a nice change of scenery, actually. I enjoyed down at Mac Island. The fans and everyone are great, and it's a good little venue, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was there on Sunday. It's actually a pretty good setup. It's got a good vibe in there. The tunes are pumping. The bleachers are there. It was good. 4-2-4 this season, Rivers. So you have taken a step forward already. More wins than last season. Why?
I mean, John's done an amazing job at recruiting. He brings in some great players, and we got also a lot of TRU guys that stayed and wanted to play for Rivers. So it's been really good. John's been, you know, he's been keeping us motivated and stuff, and striving to keep getting better every single day. So we just want to get another big win this weekend and keep pushing forward into the playoffs.
So why 15 guys do you think stay with the men's team?
It's a good question. I mean, there's quite a few local guys.
Yeah.
However, there's also quite a few internationals that wanted to stay. So I feel like John's created a really good culture that keeps guys, you know, always coming back, always wanting more. And so, yeah, that's just what keeps the guys around.
He suggested in a quote pretty strongly that it's not mandatory that you play Rivers, but it's strongly encouraged that you stay and play.
Totally.
I think the culture thing too. It's no shot at Mark, but John's just been there for longer, and I think he's kind of developed this culture there that hopefully, with more time and just, you know, growing on your success last year with the WolfPack, maybe that makes a difference down the road. Okay, gonna make the playoffs?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
5th place, top 4 make playoffs. Rovers this Friday, what makes them a tough squad?
Ooh. I mean, obviously in the Canadian Championship they've done well. They beat a CPL team, and you know, they're doing well in the league, so they're going to be a tough opponent, and we got to be ready to go. Yeah.
Any questions?
Just one for your father, Dom.
Yep.
A few years ago, there's a reality documentary show called, I think it was called School, and CBC was a really big thing, and they went in there, and it was weeks long, and they featured the students and the staff at South Camp. And your father, who my kids both had as a teacher, science teacher, and loved him.
Awesome.
He was featured a lot in that show.
Yeah.
Did that go to his head? Did he come home and start big leaguing you and saying, "Get me a coffee," and wearing sunglasses inside?
No, totally not. He was the opposite, actually. I mean, he was really humble about it. Like, we were really proud of him, actually, for doing that and stuff. You know, he kept really humble. He didn't really say much about it, and we just kind of watched it, and we were like, wow, that's our dad. We didn't really realize until watching that how, like, I don't know, special or like how great he is with kids in the classroom. So yeah, we were really proud of him.
Because you said you're
my son and daughter, Veronica and Atticus, they're graduated now. They both had Mr. Comita, and my daughter especially, because science isn't her strong suit. But she said he was the first teacher to just explain it in a way where she can understand it.
Awesome.
And he's a good guy. She liked that. And in the show, it was hard because you had the cameras on you all the time. It looks like he was just teaching normally. He wasn't playing to the camera.
Yeah,
I think the vice principal was playing to the camera in that show. But Mr. Comita wasn't. He was really good. And now he's a vice principal at Westside, right?
Yeah.
So he's moving up.
Yeah, he's moving up.
Okay, Canada Day plans? Anything fun? Lake?
Win a soccer game.
Oh, that's right.
Head to the lake right after.
Lake. Which lake do you go to?
I'm going to the Schwab.
The Schwab.
Yeah.
I invited him, but he's big league in my.
Well, I got to plan for my trip.
I'm so busy.
I am busy.
He's busy working. What about you?
Paul Lake. We got a cabin out there, so we're going to be spending most of the time up there. And yeah, we're going to be enjoying it up there. Hopefully a win, though.
Hopefully
first.
a win.
Two wins first.
That's the main priority.
5 p.m. for the women.
Yep.
7:30.
Yep, 7:30
for the men.
Yep.
Okay, MacArthur Island Field 2. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to another edition of Cribs, gourd style.
Gourd style, I like it.
Okay, let's start with the fridges. What do we got going on here?
Yeah, you got lots of fridges available. You have your traditional freezer on the top, and then the French door is kind of the more popular style nowadays. And they start from a 30-inch fridge up to as big as you want to fit in your house, basically. Whirlpool Maytag would be my recommendation. They're probably still the best thing on the market as far as durability, something that's built to last. And of course now you got ice and water on the outside.
And the summer savings event, what is that?
Yeah, so that's going on all of June. I think July we're going to have another sale going on as well. So as you can see, about $600 off that model there. So
ooh, look at that.
Really good pricing.
Regular sale. That's a good deal.
Wall ovens available, same thing. They're also on sale right now. And wall ovens are a little more custom. They kind of got to fit your home and what your cabinets are going to fit. Got more fridges. We got our little kitchen display here showing just an idea of
once again,
apple pie.
Apple pie is sold separately.
Not so fresh.
Yeah.
Mike, Special Olympics. You've been involved. What makes those events special?
You know what? It's about the sports, but it's about people coming together and supporting one another, and that's what makes Special Olympics so special. We did the Winter Special Olympics. We did all the live streaming for the events, all the hockey and everything like that, and it's not so much competition as it is support, and you can't. It's infectious to go watch these things and watch the athletes performing, and it's amazing.
You've been to the games before, the ceremonies at least.
Yes, we had this past February. Kamloops hosted the provincial and Yukon Winter Games. I went to the opening ceremony and met some of the athletes and coaches. In fact, Kamloops has hosted 5 provincial Olympic Games, Special Olympic Games, and Kamloops was the first ever Special Olympics Games were held in Kamloops in 1986. So this town has a deep connection to the Special Olympics.
There's a huge soft spot for that whole community here in Kamloops. I remember when I interned, actually, 2009, I think it was 2009 or 2010, somebody stole a bunch of gear from Mac Isle, from like a locked thing, and it happened to belong to Special Olympians. So we did an article in the paper, and they had like double what they needed by within a week. So it's, I mean, pretty incredible stuff. The reason I ask you, because big time accomplishments from 3 athletes, 1 from Clearwater, Ryan Keeley, and 2 from Kamloops, Tyreen and Tara Lynn. So Ryan, this was the Special Olympics World Summer Games in Berlin. They just came back on Monday night to a hero's welcome at the airport. There was a ton of people. Oh yeah, we got our slide right there. So a bunch of people came. It was 10:30 at night. A lot of people showed up. There they are with their balloons. Welcome back. This is Ryan right here. Listen to this guy. So he, powerlifter, he won 4 medals in his weight class. So gold in bench press, world champ basically, 297.6 pounds benching. Silver in squat, 446.4 pounds this guy's hauling. Silver in deadlift, 463 pounds, and he won silver in the combined, which is, you combine all those and it's 1,206 pounds. What do you think?
I think it's beyond impressive.
Yeah, there's a
Beyond
documentary.
Look at
being
these
made.
medals. Look at all the medals there.
Lots of hardware.
Yeah.
And there's a documentary being made about him right now. Actually, I saw in the Clearwater
Times. That's our affiliate paper.
Where's the North Star or North?
No, the Barrier North Star Journal, but Clearwater Times. They're both affiliated with Kamloops This Week. Yeah.
Okay. So, and Tyreen and Tara Lynn, silver medalists for the Canadian 5-on-5 basketball team. They lost to Mali
in the final.
38-23.
Mali, but
I think it's Mali.
I think it's Mali.
Do you know where?
Is it Mali?
Do you know where Mali is, Mike?
I think it's Mali. It's in Africa.
It's in West Africa.
Not a geography question.
Well, you might be right.
No, I don't
you've
know
been
where
there.
Mali is. It?
Is it Mali? Or is it Mali?
I know somebody with a art history degree.
Yeah, I know geography, but I would say Mali.
Can you
Mali.
bring up the pronunciation on your phone and
I think
put
it's
it into the
Mali.
mic?
Yes, I can.
I think it's Mali.
Kenesha.
Jeremy Kenesha and Maddie Dunstan were there.
Let's see here.
I think it's Mali. I'm betting Mali. What do you say, Bill?
Mali.
Mali.
I think it's Mali.
Okay. Mali's a drug.
It doesn't show.
No, there's a pronunciation.
Okay, look at there. There it is. You can see it there. Look on your TV.
I know, but if you do pronounce.
Yeah, there's. Oh, you can do
Mali.
listen.
Google pronounce
here.
Mali.
It's Mali.
Pronounce Mali, and it'll say it for us.
It wants me to download something.
No, you don't have to download it. Just Google pronounce Mali, and it'll come up.
Okay, pronounce Mali. This is painful.
Here it is.
It's okay. We can edit this out.
Mali.
Ah, listen.
No, don't hold it up to the camera. Hold it up to your mic.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
No, up to your mic. Yeah.
Mali.
I hear Mali.
Yeah, Mali.
Mali.
Anyway,
Mali.
I know it's a landlocked nation in West Africa.
I think you're right. It's Mali. What did we say, Bill?
You guys are saying Mali.
Mali. No, it's Mali.
Anyway.
Potato. Is this
I
what
think it's
the
in the
show's
middle.
gone down?
I think it's in the middle. I think we're both half right. But anyway, they got to the gold medal game for the best in the world, and they finished with silver, which is just amazing.
Yes, congratulations to them. We apologize for the last 4 minutes. And we wanted to have them on the show. They couldn't be here. They're in our newspaper, Kamloops This Week.
This week on today's June 28th, they're also online at kamloopsthisweek.com.
Yeah, okay, let's wrap the show.
Let me just say, I was just joking. I was joking about not sending the mayor to Halifax. I was being facetious because, we're talking about climate change, talking about farting and greenhouse gases.
You're backpedaling.
No, at the time I was saying, I'm just joking, but then you interrupted me as usual. So I'm just kidding. But here's my thing. You send the mayor, you're right, because he's like the king of Kensington mixed with the Merrill Lynch bull. He's a great guy, and he does all that stuff.
This is a full 180, and
no,
an apology or I'm suing.
I just think that it's good to send them there, but I just want to clarify because you made it sound like they're there to present. They've already presented. They're there to accept.
I never made it sound like
yes,
that.
You did.
Assumed that.
You said he's good at that. What's he good at? He's good at convincing people.
He's a man of the people.
It's already been convinced.
To shake hands and make his jokes.
On July 21st, I think it is, at the end of the North American Indigenous Games, which are taking place in Halifax, I think at the end, they pass the torch to the next city. That's when we find out whether Kamloops, Tk'emlups, joint bid, or Calgary will host the 2027 games, and I think it's almost a lock that it's going to be Kamloops to Kamloops because it's the only Indigenous-led bid. But I think it's fair to say that we're going to get it, and that's 4 years from now, and that would be the largest sports event ever hosted in Kamloops, which is Kamloops, which is pretty cool.
That's been on your mind the whole show, the whole time you've been.
I just wanted to clarify that I was just trying to be funny. I mean, let's save the world, but we're going to jet across the country.
Why don't you do editing and I'll be the funny guy?
Okay, quickly before we wrap the show, I went to an event last night, a surprise event for Logan Stankoven, captain of the Kamloops Blazers. His WHL career is over. He's going to go play pro hockey, but since he was 17 years old, has been an ambassador for Hockey Gives Blood. And the lead dog there, Stu Middleton, wanted to surprise him and give him this award called the Dana Bronze Honorary Award. She was the athletic therapist for Broncos, died as a result of the 2018 tragic accident. This award is in her honor. He's been an advocate for blood donation and stem cell donation. So he walked in, he thought he was going to his parents' anniversary dinner. There's a room full of people congratulating him for all his work that he's done over the years. So congratulations to Logan Stankoven. I think he raised they had his bobblehead night last year, raised more than 40 grand.
42,000,
Yeah.
and you've done a number of stories on that initiative, on that cause. 412
subscribers as we continue now the trek for 500. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on your favorite podcast provider. Send us an email at klw@kamloopsthisweek.com. Let us know your criticisms. If you're listening on podcast, what you'd like to see, some guest suggestions, we'd like to hear from you. The Pickleball Challenge is coming up. I really need to start organizing this. Wednesday, August 2nd, Mike, please.
You get out there and play.
It'll be good.
More often, yeah.
Yeah.
You should come out and play with us.
We're going to have donations from our sponsors. We're going to give those away. It's going to be by donation. Every single cent we raise is going to go toward our KTW
Christmas Cheer Fund, which helps local charities during Christmas time.
Yeah, basically you and I think, are going to take on Tara and Franca, her friend. They're quite confident that they're going to win, and they're the favorites.
They probably will win because you never come out and play, and they play that dinking doinking game.
And they make a bunch of noises while they're playing.
They basically annoy you. They defeat you by annoying you. And then you can't even concentrate, and even though you might be better, you lose because you're just annoyed.
Are the rules for pickleball similar to tennis?
Yeah, tennis, ping pong,
variation.
badminton.
Okay.
It's a good game. It's a really, really fun game.
Oh, I think we should get some merch for our show.
Yeah, we should give out. We're going to give away a Riversong guitar at this thing.
Yeah, but okay, I don't think we are, but we should get hats and sell them. You think so?
No,
KLW.
Yeah,
hats.
KLW.
No?
Yeah, we can do it. I got a good hat place.
You do?
Yeah.
We should make some.
Yeah.
Which place is it?
Maybe some mugs and stuff like cups.
It's one of our suppliers that makes our guitar straps, actually.
Okay.
I think we should have shirts. Kanisha was here.
Yeah. You're particular about your hats, so you don't like flat brims.
They should be illegal, and you shouldn't wear them backwards unless you're 5 years old.
You want the traditional curved.
They have to have the curve. That's what God intended for baseball players.
You know, as an audiovisual guy, sometimes I need to get down in behind a rack or something, and I have to put the hat on backwards because otherwise I can't get.
Well, that makes sense because you're doing it in a practical sense. It's not a fashion faux pas. It's okay.
Okay, good show. Thanks, guys. Thanks to Volkswagen, Terry Lowe, top 5 guys in Kamloops, one of the funniest. Chris LaRouche, maybe right up there too, the nicest.
He's the second nicest guy in Kamloops behind Tara's current husband.
3rd or 5th husband, wherever she's on now.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers from Gord's Appliance and Mattress Center and Gord Stevens. We can't do the show without you. Thank you very much. And Brandy Seacon, she's supposed to come on the show next week from McDonald's. Thank you very much. For Christopher Foulds, for Magic Mike, for Bill, I'm Marty, and we'll see you last week.
Last.